American baker in Germany where the ingredients are German and the baker is American. I'm Michelle, and today we are making a recipe for rainbow cookies. So the background is these are for Pride Month, in case you didn't know that it is Pride Month. Unfortunately, this video is coming out right at the very tail end of it, so I apologize for almost missing it, but I figured better late than never, and I thought I'd post this recipe anyway. I joke that these taste like rainbows, which some people find funny and some just find silly and ask if they're fruit flavored. People, rainbows don't taste like fruit because rainbows are not a flavor, okay? Rainbows are a group of colors. So just in case you didn't know, these are vanilla cookies with the rainbow colors. So anyway, let's get started. Really only simple ingredients. We need 3 cups or 375 grams of flour, a 1/4 teaspoon salt, a 1/4 teaspoon baking soda, 1 cup or 250 grams of butter, 1 cup or 200 grams of sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract or 1 tablespoon vanilla sugar, and of course rainbow food coloring. I'm using Rainbow Dust Pro Gel, but any strong food coloring should work. Start out by creaming the butter. Cream in sugar and vanilla. Beat in egg. Add dry ingredients. The dough will look a bit dry. Keep beating until it forms coarse chunks. Briefly knead until dough comes together. Now we need to separate them into 6 bowls, but not evenly. Using a teaspoon, add first a spoonful at a time, 1 in the first bowl, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 4 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth, and 6 in the sixth. Then do this again. Divide the rest of the dough evenly. Color the first bowl with the least amount of dough purple. I found the dough kind of hard to stir, so I actually recommend kneading the color in like fondant. Color the second bowl blue. Color the third bowl green. Color the fourth bowl yellow. Color the fifth bowl orange. Color the sixth bowl red. Then, beginning with the purple dough, roll it into a log. I played with the shape a bit, finally deciding to not bend the log on the platter, and I don't recommend bending it if you can avoid it. Place it on a freezer-safe plate or platter. Place it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. Roll out the blue dough in as close to a rectangle as possible. Place the frozen logs of purple dough on top of the blue. Wrap the blue dough around the purple. Roll the whole thing to smooth it out a bit. Place back on the platter and freeze for another 10 minutes. Roll out the green dough in as close to a rectangle as possible. Place the frozen logs of blue dough on top of the green. Wrap the green dough around the blue. Roll the whole thing to smooth it out a bit. Place back on the platter and freeze for another 10 minutes. Roll out the yellow dough in as close to a rectangle as possible. Place the frozen logs of green dough on top of the yellow. Wrap the yellow dough around the green. Roll the whole thing out to smooth it out a bit. Place back on the platter and freeze for another 10 minutes. Roll out the orange dough in as close to a rectangle as possible. Place the frozen logs of yellow dough on top of the orange. Wrap the orange dough around the yellow. Roll the whole thing to smooth it out a bit. Place back on the platter and freeze for another 10 minutes. Roll out the red dough in as close to a rectangle as possible. Place the frozen logs of orange dough on top of the red. Wrap the red dough around the orange. Roll the whole thing to smooth it out a bit. Place back on the platter and allow to set in the freezer for 1 hour. Remove from freezer and slice the dough into 1/4-inch slices. Then cut them in half to make them rainbows. Place them on a lined baking sheet. Unfortunately, the camera wasn't quite looking in the right place to show what I'm doing. So I left all the footage because at first you can see me placing them on the baking sheet and later you can see how I slice them. This dough was surprisingly easy to slice. Bake at 300 degrees Fahrenheit or 150 degrees Celsius for about 8 to 10 minutes. You don't want them to brown or you will lose some of the color. These cookies are so pretty, I absolutely love them. And they taste like rainbows. They must because they are rainbows. For more cakes and recipes, visit our website at americanbakeryingermany.weebly.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe for more recipes.